Hey, what's up, boss? This is Payam, and on this channel, we discuss self-improvement, communication, and confidence. Are you aware of the impact your first impression can have on others? Well, in this video, we'll discuss the science behind first impressions and show you 12 ways on how you can make them work in your favor. Nalini Ambady was a social psychologist at Stanford University. She conducted an experiment where she showed silent video clips, okay, get this, silent video clips of teachers interacting with their students. Now, even though the clips were silent and short, participants in her study were able to determine how likable and effective the teachers were with their students. This research showed that people can form accurate impressions based solely on nonverbal cues, like body language and facial expressions. Basically, people can make snap judgments about others and be pretty spot on about them. I mean, have you ever heard of a friend say, I got a pretty good read on people, or I feel like my intuition is pretty good when I meet someone for the first time? You ever hear anybody say that? This is known as the primacy effect, which means people tend to remember and give more weight to information they encounter at first compared to later on. In the context of first impressions, get this, it shows that in the first 2 seconds, people can make an accurate judgment about you. In the context of making a first impression, the primacy effect suggests that the first 2 seconds of any interaction are particularly important in shaping how someone perceives you. The first 2 seconds. So how can we make sure that we put our best foot forward in the first 2 seconds, which is not a lot of time? Well, today I'm gonna show you 12 ways. Number 1 is smiling. Remember, a smile shows that you're warm, you're approachable, people wanna talk to you, you wanna connect with others. Don't underestimate that. In the first 2 seconds, go into that interaction, that meet and greet, whatever is going on, little smile. That's number 1. Number 2 is to maintain eye contact. Now, don't be a weirdo and just stare. That's creepy. Hold that eye contact for 75% of the time you're looking at the face. So let's say you and I are talking. It's like, hey, how you doing? Everything good? All right, cool. Yeah. So you look away for about 25% of the time, then you come back 75%, you're locked in. The reason why eye contact kind of freaks people out is because they keep it locked in 100% of the time. That's a big no-no. Making eye contact shows that you're attentive and interested in the other person, shows you want to get to know them. It's a great way to make sure you have a solid first impression. Number 3 is to give a solid and firm handshake, kind of an old school gem, if you will, but now that we're sort of past COVID, dear God, I hope so. Confidence, professionalism are correlated with a nice, firm handshake. Don't give a wimpy handshake. That just tells others that you're insecure, that you're feeling weak, that you're feeling inferior. In the first 2 seconds, when you have that handshake, make sure it's firm. You combine that with the smile and the eye contact, and you're golden so far. That's number 3. Number 4 is to be mindful of your body language. Look, when you go in and you meet someone for the first time, there's a big difference between crossing your arms like so and keeping your arms open. Crossing your arms signals to them that maybe you're not interested, shows you're a little defensive, shows you're maybe closed off, closed-minded. Keep your arms open. Let them know you're open to receiving their worldview, whoever they are. You're just open, generally speaking. Keep your arms open. Be mindful of that. In addition, be mindful of your posture. If your posture's hunched over like so, it's just going to signal to others that you don't value yourself. All right? That's number 4. Number 5 is to dress appropriately. Now, I know a lot of people are working from home these days and athleisure's hot and in and all that stuff. My point is, just make sure you dress your body size, you maintain your appearance. You want to give the impression that you value who you are, that you're feeling confident, that you're dressing the part, you're dressing appropriately. Listen, don't get me wrong, I'm all for being different and unique. Please believe that. But what I'm saying is, make sure you at least take into consideration what the event is, where you're going, what you're doing. Play by the rules 50% of the way, and the other 50% of the way, be who you are. Number 6 is to be engaging and enthusiastic. Show the other person that you want to get to know them. Use that energy. Nod when you're talking to them. So let's say you and I are in a conversation. I would just be like, yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah. The nodding shows that you're receptive, that you're understanding, maybe that you're even agreeing with what they're saying. It shows that you're connected to them. Don't just be like, I mean, if I were you and you did that, I'd be like, all right, well, I'm kind of done talking to this person. So be enthusiastic, be engaging, show your energy. People love solid energy. Show it. Number 7 is to use the person's name. This one is huge. People severely underestimate this. So let's say, now I know you're probably like, well, how the hell am I going to use the name in the first 2 seconds? Well, you just do this. Hey, what's your name? John? John, pleasure to meet you. That's it. Just re-say the name. Not only are they going to feel like, hey, you know what? I'm starting to feel a connection, a bond with this person. Shows that you care. Number 2. Number 3, most importantly, helps you remember their name. Which, by the way, a name is the most important sound to the other person. Don't underestimate that. Number 8 is to be positive. Look, this is the first time you're meeting somebody. You don't want to start talking about world affairs and the war and be down. Try to be a little optimistic. Try to be positive. Try to be open-minded. Show that you're willing to go into the situation with a glass half full mentality. Remember, people are going to remember this first 2 seconds of the interaction. You want to keep it light, positive, upbeat, all right? Number 9 is to watch your tone of voice. You don't want to talk too softly like this where nobody can hear you. But you also don't want to talk like this where it just sounds like you want to start a whole movement. Just maintain a consistent volume so that others perceive you in a positive manner, all right? You don't want to go too soft or too loud. Halfway, middle is ideal. By the way, if you're enjoying this sort of content, if you're enjoying this advice, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Putting a lot more content on self-improvement, communication, confidence, that sort of thing. So if that's your jam, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, let's go to number 10, being respectful and polite. Show respect for the other person's time and opinion. So right away, if you meet somebody and they're into a story, like let's say, for example, you're like, hey, Pai, nice to meet you. Yeah, by the way, yesterday I was at this thing and you don't want to just cut them off. That's going to leave a nasty first impression. Let them finish their story. Wait for the gap in the conversation later on to jump into the story. Share your own opinions and your thoughts and what have you. You just want to be mindful, respectful, and polite in that first engagement. So if they seem to be a little bit overly excited, let them run with their story. Don't overanalyze. Don't judge them right away. Maybe they're really excited about something. So let them have their moment, if you will. Then later on, you can jump into the conversation. Just be respectful and polite in those first couple seconds. That's key. Number 11 is to find common ground. So if right away you meet them and they're like, yeah, you know, I played basketball yesterday, you can be like, oh, I love basketball too. Maybe you don't like basketball, but then you could just be like, wow, I don't really play basketball, but I played soccer 2 days ago. I love that you love sports. That's awesome. In 2 seconds, you create a connection, a common denominator with that person, and then you have a bond. In 2 seconds, you create a connection with this person, a common denominator, if you will, so that even if you don't necessarily play this sport, you can relate to the activity. So find common ground whenever you can in those first 2 seconds. Finally, number 12, be authentic. Look, in this Instagram filtery world, people love people that are themselves. Be who you are. Don't try to put a facade on. Just own yourself. Own your talents, your interests, your hobbies, whoever you are. So if you're talking and you like to sew on Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. while watching Seinfeld reruns, who the hell cares? Share that. Nobody cares. In fact, if anything, if you told me that, I would actually find you way more intriguing to hang out with. Whether you're my friend or you're my partner, whoever, I would just be like, oh, this is kind of different. I like that. So be who you are. All right. Those are the 12 ways to make a stunning first impression in only the first 2 seconds, which, as we discussed, is key. If you found this video helpful, check out the last video I made here on 10 proven tips to shine in any social situation. I'm confident that if this one resonated with you, you're gonna find that one pretty useful as well. Otherwise, make sure to subscribe, like this video if you learned anything new, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions, all right? Talk to you guys soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.